Hi, this is George Lees outside once again in the borders near his home in Kelso, but this time we're in Morebattle, and there is the history of Morebattle and the lost loch that was drained because it contained a dragon. Yeah, and that is the stories of the dragons away down into County Durham. Every village had one, and the irony of when they drained the loch to get rid of the menace is that everybody stopped going to the church. And the church was founded by a family that are called Piso, and there is the story about the Linton worm and how they keep the world's people terrified. According to local legend, the Linton worm was a mythical serpent or dragon which ravaged the countryside, devouring livestock and people. It was killed by William Somerville of Ariston. That is the Bible author's nickname. That is Arius Calpurnius Piso, and all of the nicknames he had. One of the most famous is Ariston, which is taken over by Jenifer Aniston, and all of the derivatives that mean that the secret societies in the Scottish borders are run by people that were from Ariston. That is the Rutherford family now, and the earliest Bannatyne societies, and this is founded the brutal treatment of your neighbours and the stealing of their women and their cattle and their sheep is a legend. That is the border rievers, and that's why every village and town in the borders still celebrates their capacity to ride the marches and get rid of the menaces, who are actually the authors of the Bible and their descendants all over the globe. As a frontier village, Morebattle saw violent upheaval during the 16th century. This is much more efficient than the grass cutters in Dundee. Political struggles between the English and Scottish crowns. Nearby Hesse Cassel is a reminder of those dangerous times when the lawless border reivers were a constant threat. They still celebrate the brutality of all of it every summer. Yeah, the ride over the mountains, right on the border, and there's nothing much of. So there's the Linton Kirk. Yeah, and this is now the boundary between Jedburgh and Kelso's districts. So they started to meet in the summertime just a few years ago, but I cannot see that on the board. Okay, so Linton Kirk was founded in the 12th century, and that is the actually back into the mix that is the Norman conquest. Yeah, and at the same time you've got the Norse people coming as far up as they can into rivers like the Tweed. Yeah, and that is the present restoration from 1911 incorporates several early features, including a 12th century stone carving of a knight slaying a dragon, said to depict the legend of the Linton worm. Okay, so when they drained the lake, nobody went to church anymore to pray for their lives. And when they went to war, they were warring about which of the people that had been appointed as the leaders of those churches, which ones were to be the pick. As a frontier village, Morebattle saw violent upheaval during the 16th century political struggles between the English and Scottish crowns. That is the Glorious Revolution and the bloodbath that is Christianity. And that's why I've come here today, because the pagan sun god is absolutely burning down on us all. Yeah. Nearby Hesse Castle is a reminder of those dangerous times when the lawless border reivers were a constant threat. Today the village is on St Cuthbert's Way and welcomes altogether more peaceful travellers. That's St Cuthbert's, whose books are now in Durham University, where I am still, as far as I'm aware, an honorary professor. They've never stripped me of the title or even corresponded with me since the Chipping Norton set broke up my marriage. And there's the ancient story that Scottish is a poetic place. Scotland is a poetic place, and there is the word that I need your attention to be drawn to. Yeah, Jenifer in all of her glory. A massive and beautiful religious icon. Yeah, married as always into the mafias. Yeah, her boyfriend is PITT. Multiple marriages now. Every time the news comes out, that all of it is just a bloodbath for riches and land. Nothing to do with the worshipping of the real God that creates that. Anyway, signing off. I've not got much battery power, video power left on the camera. Bye. And I cannot see anything else. Oh, there's the naming of Morebattle takes its name from the Anglian MUIR, which is a marsh. Yeah, and it is Morebattle, and bottle is means lake, a lake dwelling. Yeah, and Rabbi burns day, and everybody gets pissed as a fart, and all of it leads to the killing of the rival denominations vicars, or even your own vicars. It is absolutely designed as a bloodbath by Aurelius Piso. And I've now lost the Ariston bit. Well, there it is. Okay, Aurelius Piso and his hundreds of nicknames that have become everything from A to Z, and that includes the Panzer regiments right through World War II. Yeah, everything that is a nickname for his family is still used by the New World Order and the world's newspapers, because all of them have been bought by the landowners and the people who have returned from the colonies as the world's biggest thieves. That is Rupert Murdoch and his syndicate, and that is the takeover of the sun god's role by Rupert Murdoch's son. Bye bye.